Welcome everyone. We are back here for another exciting build video. We have just finished wall 8. Wall 8 is completed, and that brings us to the end of sheet 4. So let's go ahead and remove all of the nails. We're going to be removing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll be removing 8 nails, and so I just pull them out with my thumb. It's pretty quick because they're not super in there. And better put my safety glasses on. Just pull them out. If they stay in there or they rip the paper, you're going to want to skip those for now. Okay. Gently. Okay, got it. That's off. Okay, so now you can see that I'm addressing wall 9. Wall 9 is in frame, and I'm going to put the nails in. I'm going to try to do it in by hand because it's pretty soft. So I'm just going to try to put them in at an angle by hand and see how that goes. All right. I'm smoothing it. I'm smoothing it like this. I'm smoothing the paper, and I'm pulling the slack out of it. I'm making a little bit of tension, surface tension in the paper before I put the nail in. Okay, I put 3 on this side, working my way down, 1 in the center, and then I'm putting 3 on this other side over here. 1, 2, and 1 on the bottom that you can't see, that's out of frame. So I'm smoothing the paper over, putting another nail in, smoothing the paper over, putting another nail in, smoothing the paper over, putting a nail in. Great. Okay. Now I can see that we're ready to build wall 9. What are your normal tools? Needle nose pliers, cutting surface, razor blade, studs. We'll probably need these pieces. Let me grab my tape measure. Oh, I found my other needle nose. I'm going to switch out for that one because I like the ones that I've broken in already. Those are great. And we are just moving along. These are 9.5 inches long. This is what we will take out 2 of these for our next portion of our build here and here. So make sure you also have your pack of studs, your 8-footers. This bundle is your smaller bundle, and it is 5 5/8. So just make sure that you use the right pieces. We always start here and here, and those are our first. That's our first move all the time. I have my sandpaper ready. I have my razor blade ready, and I just need my pencil needs to be sharpened, so let me sharpen it, and I will be right. All right, ready to go here. So this is our first piece, and a sharp pencil really writes a lot better on this balsa. and a dull pencil. Okay, so I have those two pieces ready. Let's go ahead and carefully cut these pieces. That was nice. So things are going very well for our build. I'm very happy with that progress. So let's check in here. Just need to take a little bit more off. Don't sand too much. You want to be careful about that. Oh yeah, that's great. Now let me get the other one done. Perfect cut already. So I'm very happy with that. Let me try to zoom in a little bit. This wall section's smaller, so I want to give you a better view of the whole thing. Now, it could go this way. There, that's nice. Okay, so I just have my sandpaper off on the side. You might see that or you might not. And ready to go. So let's nail these. And this is not a exceedingly long section of wall, but I like to put several nails in here. Oops, nail just popped out. I'm putting them in slightly at an angle. That seems to help them bite into the foam a little nicer. Oops, slipped. Come here. There we go. Nice. First piece in. Second piece. Now, is there one that comes before the other? Nope, not in my opinion. It's either or. It doesn't matter. Okay. So let's get this going. Drop it. You know, when I drop a nail, I just keep going. I just grab another nail. And that's pretty much the way it is on the construction site for me too. If I drop, if I'm on if I'm on a ladder and I drop a nail, I'm not going to go down and get the nail. I'm just going to keep on going. So this looks great. Okay, great. Now we're going to move on to our 8-foot studs, and then we're going to see which full-length studs that we get in here. This is no, that's good. That's good. Wow. A lot of these are just fitting great, so I'm just really excited again. I don't know, part of it might be like I am getting better at building this, but all these pieces are fitting just like a little tight, so like they might need just a little sand, but I mean just barely, and that's great. That's great. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay, so the next is, these are the pieces that we'll be working with next. I like to take out the ones in the center for now, not really focus on those, because really, you must make the perimeter first. This is our method that we've been using, and it's been very successful. So let's just stick with what's working. perimeter first. Okay. Here's the nail that I dropped earlier. Just happens to be really close to where I'm working, so that's why I picked it up. Usually I don't pick them up until the end. Watch your fingers. I'm holding firmly down with this finger and pushing in from the bottom. Let's go to the opposite side. Holding in. There we go. And that's where it all starts. This is the essence of every wall that we do, even the smaller walls. So let's see what happens next. I have two little blocks here that I'm going to put in for spacers, and they're not exactly the right size. And then I'm going to put this next piece in. It's a little snug, but that's the way I like it, just barely snug. So that looks great. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now let's try this one. This one is a little bit harder. A little bit harder than I would hope. Great. I'm just barely taking any off of these. Just barely. It's so soft, so just be careful when you're working with it, with these pieces. Just barely. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. I'm going to start putting the nails in as I go. It seemed like that'd be easier. Okay. Okay. Watch your fingers when you're doing this, because you're driving the nail towards you, so you do not poke yourself. Holding down with these three fingers, pushing in, following through. Oops, slipped. Nice. There we go. That's looking good. Take your time with the alignment. I'm running out of nails, so I will get some more. That's a good amount of nails. Seal up your bag. Let's get this in. There we go. That just went nicely in. I like pushing pushing these and aligning them with the pencil for some reason. I think I can see. Maybe it's because less of my hand gets in the way of my vision. Okay, last one. There we go. Now there is something going on out here that I'm not quite sure. It says modified corner for 4x6 beam. That must be a door opening or something. So I don't really know what goes there, but it looks like there's some spacers, and from there we go to a shorter piece. Let me see if I have anything shorter than a full length stud in my leftovers. Nope. That's a big nope. So I'll have to cut a new one. I do need some spacers. I'm not going to waste time cutting the correct spacers. Excuse me, I'll use the correct terminology. I don't have enough, I don't want to waste the time cutting correct size corner blocks. I'm just going to go for it. And then this is going to be the next move right there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do next. And then I see the end right there. So that piece comes off the top. Grab my razor blade, and we got it. Great, that looks perfect. I'm holding the spacers and I'm holding pressure in this direction as I get this nail. Pushing up. Next. I'm going in at an angle. There we go. That seems pretty good. And then I will take out these spacers later and then replace them with the right size blocks. But for now, let's just keep going. The next part that I like to go to is the header. So let's check out our 4x4 situation. How is that looking? Looking in my leftovers, nope, not going to make it. So we're going to have to go with another larger 4x4 piece. This is going to require us to go to the bundle. And the loose bundle, this one, this loose bundle, there's one last one. So we've gone through quite a bit of these headers, these 4x4 headers. And just checking the box, double checking. Nope. Okay. Nope. I've checked all my other pieces. This is seemingly the last one of this, and this 4x4 is 16 inches long. So it's pretty long. So you know you're using the right one. Now I did mess up with a little part of one of them. So hopefully I don't mess up with this one. Okay. I'm taking this nice and slow because if I mess this up, I'm not going to have enough wood. Cannot be wasteful in real life or in this project. There we go. There we go. That's looking great. So I'm going to get my nail, go in from the side. I spent a lot of time this summer helping my friend reframe a small office. It was done really poorly. People just put the stud structure wherever. It was just like made up. And it takes a long time to correct the bad work sometimes people do. I'm not dissing, I'm just saying the rest of the construction project went very well because we addressed this type of structure. Now, again, in closing for today, I want to say this structure allows us to use sheet plywood and sheet rock or drywall to close up this wall in the most efficient way possible. So that's why we follow these rules. Number one, it's code. And number two, it allows us the most efficient use of the materials and the quickest assembly. Okay, so now that we have the header in and nailed from the sides here and here, I'd like to put these cripples in the top, then work towards this structure here. This is more complicated than just a doorway. So I think that windows themselves are complicated. Now we use a different structure here. We usually use a double sill plate here with 2x6s. So we would have another one. We would have another one down here, and then like these cripples would be shorter, but there would be double. There would be a double bottom plate here. So just talking about the difference between real life and this, and then this would be a 4x6 or a 4x8, and I'm not 100% sure what would go in there. So we'll talk about that later as I'm trying to get some good pictures of that, what that would look like. So this 4x4 is allowable in other parts of the country. For California, I'm pretty sure it's a 4x6, but in a recent example that I saw, it was actually a 4x8. So I don't know if that is just over engineering it by putting the 4x8, or if our code calls for something greater than 4x6, because I was thinking it was a 4x6 for California. So I will get some clarification on that. Okay, so let's get down to it. I have a lot of pieces in my bag. And a lot of these pieces are just getting smaller and smaller. So let's try to use up a whole bunch of them right now. 1, 2. Some of them are almost the right size. Is that one the right size? Bonus! I love it when that happens. It's like reading my mind. I almost get to the right size. Oh, this is like my magic bag that just keeps having all the good stuff come out of it. Oh, that one's almost perfect too. I just need to sand a little bit. I think I even have a last one that's a little closer. Oh, okay, great. I'm just going to use those, and that really sped up this whole process. So let's look at this. We're doing a little bit of sanding here, and let's check this out. That actually fits, but it's a little crooked. So I'm just ever so slightly sand the top. There we go. That's nice. And so this one, yep, just a little bit of sand. Nice. Nice fit. Oh, we're gonna need one more. We are gonna need one more. Let me see if I can get one more that's the same size. No, it's a little bit too short. I'm just gonna grab something close and cut it. I'm not gonna spend the time going through this whole bag just because we could do that. But I also want to cover the ground. There we go. So I'm just marking that, and I'll cut that front piece there. Bam! Oh, that looks so nice. So all those cripples are in, and we are going to get right to the nailing. Okay, so I have my nails, and these are critical because you don't want to push it too far down, and you also don't want to poke yourself. So be real careful. Pushing down firmly to provide some resistance. Mhm. Now this one needs to be moved over a little bit. I like to do that with the pencil. And the reason why these things are a little snug is so that they stay in position while I'm nailing them. And if yours are falling down because they are a little loose, then redo them, okay? There is some ability for you to recut small pieces like this. And anything that you miscut, put it into the shorts bag. Okay. There we go. This one's really wiggling around. I'm going to go with another nail from the bottom. That just is just giving me some issues. Maybe it wasn't tight enough, I don't know. Okay, so this, make sure your alignment is good. There we go. I don't know. This one seemed like it needed another one too. Usually I haven't been putting them in from the bottom like that. Okay. Okay, great. So having cleared that, that top part, I like to work my way down. So we're going to be doing these trimmers next, then this sill, and then these cripples. So let's go for it. How's that look? Okay. That one's not too short, and that one's not too short. So I'm going to use those two. So I've marked these preliminarily, and then I also want to get a horizontal piece in here. So this piece has a little bit of, this was a really hard piece to cut, so I'm not looking forward to putting a nail in this. That's blowing that out a little bit too much. If it sounds like I'm sanding more than normal, I am, because this is, when the balsa is harder, then you really need to take that into consideration as you're putting this together. Now I'm working my way down, but this one's the next one, in my opinion. Some people want to do it differently. That's okay. Whatever order you want to do, there's a lot of different ways to build that house. Yep, this is really tough, but it's in. Awesome. Let's get these other pieces cut. This is pretty hard. That was a lot easier. Okay, let's see that one go in. Perfect. And let's see this one go in. There we go. Nice. And double nice. I'm going to go up from the bottom. Oh, almost got my finger. The angle was too aggressive. Make sure we're horizontal. There, that's nice here. Great. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna make a master and then run through this. Oh, these are damaged at the end, so I will try not to use those end pieces. So let's create a master first. Well, this will be fastest if I just use a big piece. Let me find something that's close to the right size. There we go. Okay, that looks like it's going to fit great. So this is our master, and I'm going to make sure that it's flush here. I'm feeling with my finger, flush, mark it, slide this over, flip it around, flush, mark it. That's going to be 2 cuts. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I get these for a couple, this is damaged on the end, so I'm just going to quickly cut that off. Now that I've cut it off, I'm going to sand it to make sure that it's nice and flat on the end. Now I'm going to add my other piece, flush, make the mark, and there we go. This is a lot harder. Okay, so let me check. That's fitting in perfectly, so I'm just going to put that one in there. No sanding required. Next one in, nice snug fit, excellent. Really happy with those cuts. Great. That one's loose. Maybe that one's pushing up too much. Yeah, let me sand it just a little bit more. It's a little more loose, but it is still snug. That one's good in that position. I'm just going to go with it. And this one is not. There we go. So there's our bottom cripple structure for beneath the sill. And remember, we would see in California, we'd see a double sill, and that would be 2x6, not a 2x4, and another 2x6. And then that gives you a lot of area to nail right under the window ledge. It's really easy to hit something that's that wide with the nail gun, especially when you're doing your trim nails. You just really have a lot of options there. It's one of the least stressful parts of the building process. I'll just say it like that. It's the easy part. You're like, are you sure it's easy? Well, I mean, I think it's easy. I think it's easier. Maybe it isn't easy. Dropped it. There are a lot of nails going through this area, so I'm just going to try to hit it at an angle. Here is the nail angle going in there, and that allows me to catch that right there. Since so many nails are going through there, 1, 2, 3, we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. So we have 3 nails going right through there. And so if you hit slowly, take the nail out and put it back in a different position. I may be hitting something. There we go. Got it. Okay. Time to get more nails. I just ran out. Take out some nails. Let me take out how many is useful to use. Now I'm closing my bag. That's about what I would take out at the time if I were you. I mean, you can do what you want, but I think they're easier to manage when they're not all out at once. We are all done with that. Look at that. That looks nice. All right. So what would we call this? We would call this framing out a window. And the window is an interruption in the normal wall structure. So normal opening starts, modification to the opening, load bearing beam, continuation with the normal. I do see a question in the chat. Is there a question in the chat? Seeing none, I'm going to continue with the build. The next areas that we'll address are these fire blocks here, 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 and then there's also some channel blocks that are in here. Did I nail that wrong? I nailed a piece that was too long in here. I was using a spacer. But actually, I'll just probably continue to nail that in. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, so we need to cut all of these, and these are all individuals, and then we need to put in the spacer blocks. Those are close. I'm just gonna go with them because they're close. How's this one? That one looks pretty close too. Okay, so I'll nail those three in. They're not exactly 1 inch long, but that's okay. I'm not going to get too caught up on the details of all of this. Um, let's see. So let's put this one in at an angle. That's secure. Let's put this next one in. I see a bent nail in my inventory. I'm just going to throw that away. Let me show you what that looks like. Be careful while you're putting in the nails. So let me show you the bent one. You can see it ever so slightly, it's bent. And that has to do with the way it kind of flops over. Do you see how it flops over like that? You can see that it's not straight. So if you end up with a nail like that, just throw it away. I don't even waste my time with the bent nails if I can avoid it. If there is a defect in any of the materials that you're using to build, you need to correct that. And what I mean is take back the material. Yes, it takes you more time, but it's totally worth it. Okay, we're going on the fire blocks now. I'm just going to do these individually and work my way across. Wow, that cut was perfect. What about this one? That's almost perfect too. Already it exists as a perfect piece for that. Boom! We are flying through this next section. Now I do have a small piece. Is that, wow. I had two pieces in a row that I just picked up off of the table and went right into the model. There was a slight sand, but that is awesome. Okay, I'm gonna just nail these right now. There we go. Watch your fingers as you're doing these because you're really close to the sharp part of the nail. Awesome. Last nail. And this side to the left of the window opening. There we go. That looks great. Okay, so I'm gonna move over here, try to finish these two up, and then it looks like we are approaching the end of wall 9 after we get the cap plates. This just flew by. And there is a teeny tiny piece that I'm just going to try to cut out of this one, which is really hard to do. So we'll see whether I'm successful at doing that right here. Yep. Nice. That was just eyeballing that. I want to try to get that in first because I think that one has the greatest tendency to move on me. Okay, it looks like that held it in. There we go. Okay, we're almost done with these fire blocks. Okay, that's looking good. That's looking good. That's looking good. Okay, we're just on to the tops. So let's take a look at that. This looks like a pretty big piece. There it is. Okay. These are always hard to get because I have to stand up at a weird angle. Okay, that's looking great for wall 9. So let's see about removing wall 9, and that's pretty much going to be, I think that's going to be a good jumping off point for today. So let's see if we can get this removed. I like to wiggle it just a little. Wiggle, wiggle. There we go. There we go. It's coming out. And if it doesn't come up, then it means that your nails went in at an angle that doesn't let them. There we go. We are free to push the nails out from the other side. So I just like to push them out a little bit. I kind of catch the nails in between the mouth of the pliers because it's quite sharp and it just naturally catches right there. There it goes. So I'm just pushing it out like that. Let me see if I can give you a better view. I just catch it right there in that little spot. And push it out. Now that they're mostly pushed out, I'm going to pull out the rest of them. Wall 9. It's done. Great. Oh, I did miss one right here. I'm leaving some longer blocks in, but I see what I did. It's nice and snug, so it's not falling out. I'm going to get nailed in right there. Awesome. So let's put this in a safe place, and we are done with wall 9. Our next wall will be this wall, wall 10. That's what we're coming up on for next class.